All right, we're back here with head women's volleyball coach Korey Schroeder. Coach, good strong start to WCC play with the win over San Francisco on Thursday and then the big win against Santa Clara on Saturday, hanging on to win that one in five. Just talk about again where your team's at right now going into, continuing WCC play.
Yeah, I mean, in both matches, probably not the cleanest volleyball, but a win is a win, and we talked about each of those going 1-0 on each day, and we did that, and so you got to take the win and move on to the next match, and I'll be excited that we're sitting at 2-0 going into week two. So I think we displayed a lot of resilience and toughness. We were down in sets 2 and 3 to San Francisco. Had played a couple of bad sets, honestly, in sets 2 and 3 against Santa Clara, and then rebounded in set 4. Played well and then had a great fifth set. And so incredible job by, our team by being resilient and finding a way to win that match.
So yeah, like you just mentioned it before, a really crazy kind of whirlwind of a game against Santa Clara. Won the first one, dropped the next two, then you're able to come from behind to pick up that win. So going into that fourth set, what was kind of the mentality that you said to the players, and maybe what's the biggest adjustment you made going into those fourth and fifth sets?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that we told them is the beautiful game of volleyball is unlike basketball or football, you lose a quarter big in either of those sports, and it's probably pretty tough to come back from, or you got a lot more work to do. Volleyball, whether you lose 25-15 or 30-28, it counts as a set. And so just got to flush that and move on and focus on winning the next set and not worry about how bad we lost the previous sets. And I think we did a really good job of that. Now, a big focus for us was slowing down their outsides. I think you look at the final stats, and I think they 20 and 15 kills or something like that. But in the fourth and fifth sets, they hit 107, and I think after the first 10 points of the fourth set, they hit 0. So our blockers did a really nice job making those adjustments. They beat us up pretty early, the right side blockers, and they did a great job making those adjustments and slowing down the outsides just enough.
And so Melina Christodoulou was kind of the obvious MVP from that game, had a really good game against Santa Clara. What about her game was really working for her in that match?
Yeah, we tried keeping the tempo to her. We like a really fast ball to her. She likes hitting a faster ball and trying to beat the middle blocker before they can get closed and finding the seam. And when that's happening, she's doing a really good job. She also did a really nice job of just finding the open areas. I think she had a power tip to the middle of the court 3 times in that match, and she did it in the right moments. I think to finish the first set, she used it, and then a couple of other big moments. She found that one. So just did a really nice job with her range of play. And then, when we were able to be in system and put her in tempo, she found a lot of ways to succeed.
And so at times it's been Blaskova, Tia, Christodoulou, Lingenbrink. On any given day, it seems like any of these names can be kind of the star of that match. What's it mean to you to have that kind of roster where any one of those players can have a standout game?
Yeah, I think we thought that was our strength going into the season. We didn't know if we'd have someone that was regularly going for 3.5 to 4 kills a set. There's a lot of teams that rely on that. Certainly, if you have that person, it's awesome. But being in the 6-2 is part of that, of having more hitters that can go off. And having more of a balance, having so many different players that can have a great match and I guess carry a team for a lack of better words. Taryn did an awesome job coming in too in that match in a limited role and ends up with 8 kills and probably playing 2.5 sets. So did a great job there as well. So yeah, we've had a lot of different people step up and be the go-to, and certainly helpful as a team, and it's hard to defend when you don't know who that match is going to be the one that goes off.
And so you just mentioned the name Taryn Freeling. She hasn't been shown up a lot so far this year. What's kind of her role on the team this year?
Yeah, I think she is great ball control, and when she comes in there, she's done a great job of getting kills for us. And so what she's done an incredible job of too is leading with her voice. I think people look to her. She's been a leader for us for the past year. And just look at getting as many new people in the room together as we have. She's done a great job of helping organize that and getting everybody on the same page. So she's been incredible on that front, and she's been a huge part of our team being successful when she's on the court as well. She helped us win a lot of matches earlier. We talked roles can change as season goes on. Sometimes you get put into a bigger role than maybe what you thought you were. going to be in, and you got to be ready for that. And sometimes that role changes, and you have a little bit less on your plate, but being ready to go whenever your number is called. And she's done a great job of that the last couple weeks.
And of course, you're undefeated in conference play so far, being San Francisco, being Santa Clara. What kind of pressure maybe does that put on you going on the road for the first time in conference play to go play against Seattle?
Yeah, I don't know about pressure or anything. Like the goal is go 1-0. Goal is to go 1-0, and so it'd be fun to travel. Hopefully, we've got a big crowd there. We got a lot of Cougs fans over on the west side, and I think we'll have a pretty good following there. So it'd be fun to play in front of some fans that maybe don't get to watch us play here in Bowler. But yeah, the goal on Thursday is go 1-0, and whether we do or don't, the goal is going to be to go 1-0 on Saturday against Gonzaga. So just trying to take it one match at a time and not get too far ahead of ourselves.
You've mentioned the word resiliency about this team quite a bit. What does, not to go back too much about the Santa Clara game, but what does kind of a big come from behind win like that do for your team, especially early on in the conference schedule, confidence-wise, just moving forward through conference play?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always have that experience to go back to in future matches of, hopefully, we're not finding ourselves in that position too much, but if you are, hey, we've done this before. We had a couple of bad sets, and we were able to find ways to rebound and play better volleyball. And I think what we do a great job of is learning as the match goes on, which we did against Santa Clara. We figured out how to slow them down a little bit, figured out what works for us. And we can always go back to that. Hey, remember the Santa Clara match? Things weren't going our way. But we figured it out. We found ways to be more successful. We found ways to limit the opponent. We're going to continue to do that here in this match, in this moment. So I think, and we've done it in previous matches too. There's been a lot of games so far this year where we are down early, middle of the set, and we find a way to claw our way back in and win it.
Now, certainly coming up on the road at Seattle this Thursday at 6 p.m. and then back home against Gonzaga Saturday. What are you kind of hoping to see from the team? You touched on it a little bit, but what are you hoping to see?
Yeah, just continuing to grow, making sure that we're being better versions of ourselves. I know I've said a lot of that in these interviews as well, as just each week trying to become better versions of ourselves. So at the end of the year, we can say that we maximized our potential. I think we've been really good at, on the stat side, is we've been really good with our first ball. We passed that attack that very first time. We've been really good at it. We weren't as good at it this past week. Specifically, our serve receive limited our ability to score on that first ball. So trying to zero in on our serve receive and be able to get back to winning that first ball contest. Our transition game has been a lot better, I will say, over the last few weeks, and that was something that we were focusing on. We lost the first ball a little bit, unfortunately, so trying to get back to improving that.